Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Getting everything set up here. Hello, hello. Hang tight, friends. Just sending out my invites. How's everybody doing this morning? Hey, Lee. I'm so happy you joined me from Vegas. Oh my gosh, it's early out there. Yeesh. But you're an early bird anyway. All right, let me send these out. All right. Ooh. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. All right. Thanks for patience, guys. I'm just hanging out here. I told Jamie I would send him an invite here in a little bit. We've got Jamie McIntyre on today. Hi, Mandy. If you guys could share this out on all your platforms, let people know that we're going to be going live. I'm getting there. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning. Good morning. You just hit. Oh my God! Of course you did, Lee. Of course you did. Oh my gosh, that's that's awesome. I don't really gamble, so I don't really go around. I don't really like win. So, all right. So today's the big day. We've got Jamie McIntyre, singer-songwriter from Ireland, coming in, and he's gonna be talking about it. I am feeling a little better. I love my Tylenol cold and flu liquid. It pushes it makes me feel better 4 hours at a time. But yeah. So what are y'all drinking? Spirit Signs and Sips. What are y'all drinking? I'm telling you, I needed an endorsement from these people. Good morning, Lucas. I see you over here on YouTube. Hello, hello. So make sure you guys are sharing this out. I want to get as many people in here as possible because you guys are going to absolutely adore Jamie McIntyre. He's the guy that I saw in Galway. Okay, good, because you'll actually get to see him over here. Paulina, do you want fries with that? Come on, you were supposed to read my intro. I know I am too. April. We got Jennifer's over here drinking an espresso, and let's see what else you guys sipping on? I know, right, Yessie? What the heck? People just come in and just drop their stuff. I'm talking about having a special guest on here on the show today, and we're just like asking questions about our life. Read the room, friends. Oh, thank you for joining my team. Thank you. Good morning. So today's going to be a little different. We are not going to be doing readings today. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. So we're not going to be doing readings today, but we're going to have Jamie McIntyre on, singer-songwriter. He's the author, the writer of the song Over Galway Town that I saw him at a bar in Galway, or a pub in Galway. And he has no idea like who I am. I didn't even talk to him because he never stopped playing. And I've just started, oh, that's cool, Beach Bums. So I saw him in Galway in Darcy's pub. And he goes live occasionally, but really he's not like super live, like a lot live social media, but he plays gigs like 7 days a week in Galway and surrounding areas. So I'm hoping you guys will get a chance to, and actually, you know what, while I'm waiting, I'll play his music while we're waiting. How's that sound? I think it's a great idea. Listen from my speaker. No, I don't want to do that. Wait, what am I connected to? There we go. So he's got a song that he had just released on Spotify when I was there. And he played it numerous times, and the crowd just went crazy for it. And I'm like, who is this guy? He never stopped playing. He was like, he's even in between songs, he was like strumming his guitar the entire time. And it was pretty cool. Well, I'm gonna I need to like I need to actually send him an invite. There we go. So his music was just fantastic. He was singing a lot of covers as well as his own music, and he's been playing a lot, putting a lot more on social media. His own music. He's like, yeah, I've got hundreds of songs. He's like 23 years old. He's just he's a youngin. He's a youngin. But those of you who follow me and watch me do readings know that after I saw him, right, Lucas, when I saw him, like all of a sudden his music was coming through as references in readings. And it was just crazy how it was nonstop. It was nonstop. In private readings and public readings, and it was just really cool, and how it was coming through. And then I was like, and the spirit was like, ask him to be on your show. I'm like, he is gonna think I am psychotic. He's gonna think I'm just like some weird old lady in America that's obsessed. Okay, I might fit that bill. I don't know. But I like to think that I'm not crazy, just not your normal person, I guess. It's not my foot, it's my knee, but thank you for asking. It's better, but then I get overconfident and then I do too much. So there's that. There's that. So anyway, the song that's in the background, if you guys can hear it, is Over Galway Town. That's the song that has gotten over 1 million views on Spotify. And I'm going to have to ask him, I'm going to ask him, how's it doing on other platforms? I'm going to ask him all kinds of questions, but also just, I really, really want to talk to him about is what kind of message he wants. Like, why is he doing this? It is beautiful. It's like, it's so pure. And I'm telling you, and I know, Melissa, what the heck? I send it to you. But you know what? That's okay. We'll move you to another one. No big deal. We got you. We missed you, but we got you. So anyway, I'm just really excited to have him on. I told him, give me make sure, make sure we get everybody in here. I want to get as many people in the room, so when he comes in, it's not like we're just sitting around waiting for the room to fill. So if you are watching on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you'll be able to hear Jamie, but you won't be able to see him, because the streaming software I use, I have to use my phone for TikTok, and he's got oh, here he comes, I think. So you'll be able to hear him, but you won't be able to see him. Here he comes. Wait, what do I have going on right now? I'm playing YOU. Hello. Well, I can't see you.
You can see me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think you have to turn on your camera. You can turn on your camera manually. Hold on, let me turn down your music. Hello. Welcome. Oh my gosh. So I have to start. Huh? Of course. Oh my gosh. Like, this weird series of events that has gotten us to where we are right now is insane to me. And I swear, I tell people all the time, I swear he thinks I'm probably some crazy old lady American. But I'm like, it was just so weird because we ended up in dark. I've literally been in Galway 24 hours out of my entire life. That's how I saw you. That was it. I know. And so in how your music has just kind of taken off here with my followers is nuts. And but the way it was coming through, because as you know, I'm a psychic medium, and in music, because I'm a dancer, because I'm a tap dancer, and a dance teacher, I use a lot of music, and so music comes in and acts as a lot of reference for message,
Yeah,
the message that I do. So then when I saw you, I'm like, is this guy famous? Like he's got to be famous. I kid you not. And that was the night. I don't know if you remember this. That was the night. There was like a dude's party happening like right in front of you, and it was like all guys, and they were having a blast at Darcy's. And I'm just like loving it. I'm sitting in the corner. I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever like just taken in and watched. And and it was just really cool. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is, but I feel like I need to know this guy. So I was pretty excited to have you on, and I'm very happy that you're here. Oh, there you are.
Am I back here now again? Can you hear me?
You are now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But it was a great view. You were like this. You were frozen. It was fine. It was fine. Yeah. All right. So I want to. Yeah, and I love it, and I love when you go live, and I try to share it out. Again, I swear I'm not like some crazy stalker lady. Although you do have a few fans in there that are just like, he's my favorite. I'm like, wow, they're worse than I am. Okay.
It's funny when people come to me like after a gig or a night out or something, they're just like, "Oh, I'm your biggest fan." I'm like, "Well, my mom is probably my biggest fan, but like, yeah, you can be a close second." And I say the same thing every time to everybody. And they're just like, "No, and I'm just like, you're so drunk and you're in my face. I'm going to go home." But no, it's been really cool. Even since that Darcy's gig, like that, I think I released Over Galway Town at that point.
You had just released it like 2 weeks prior, is what you said, and and I think you played it, I don't know, 50 times that night. And by the end of the night, I'm like, I'm drinking, I'm singing, whoop, yep, I'm acting like I'm one of the people that live there. I don't know. I'm taking pictures with the dudes that are in the. I'm like taking their picture and like, yeah, it was.
It's great. Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. That's the great thing about it. Like, it's not just me playing tunes. Like, it's actually like I enjoy it. Like, I'm actually having fun. So yeah, it's cool. I'm gigging out tonight in Galway in like one of the biggest like the most popular music bars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be fucking wage. I had to get like escorted in by security the last time I was staying there. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Yeah. So
what?
Everyone's like, Jamie, what the fuck? Sorry, apologies.
No. No, I'm always. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's one thing that my people will tell you. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. That's normal for Lorenda. And so yeah. So when I saw you, it had just been released, and and you're like, I think it's kind of taken off. And so before we left, I did tip you, by the way. I left you some cash, and then I was like, I got to follow this guy. And so I started just following just to see where you were, what you were doing, if you were already famous, or if this is somebody I just need to I got to watch this guy. And I love your music because it's clean. I can play it in my classes. And a lot of times I travel all over the world. Like that's something that I just love traveling. And anytime I go travel, I will look up music that's, popular in that area. I'll look for local artists. Another artist that I found on Spotify that's Irish is Amy Carty. And she's like a college. Yeah. I didn't get to see her or anything, but I follow her and I use some of her music in my class. So actually, I've got a girl doing a solo to Without You. Mm-hmm.
That is mental. It's such a random song because
yeah.
I released that one in 2015.
I know.
I want to do a newer version of that. It's fully produced and sounds good, but there's just so much songs that I have to do. It's ridiculous. Like there's so much music, like ridiculous amount of music.
Well, and you've said you've written like hundreds of songs, and that. But I get that. Again, when you're a choreographer, when you're a writer, when you're a producer, like it just comes, and you have to go. So what would you say? All right, so now that you're going to go back and revisit some of your old songs, like Without You, I love Without You, but I can tell it's older because just the quality of your voice has changed. Well, I mean, also, maturity, like growing up,
Exactly.
but the quality of your voice has changed. And so is the quality of your music. So, but Without You is actually a really good song. And what's interesting is I'm going to say I know, but I don't know. I'm just going to say it super confidently. It's more of like it's about a love story. Like I'm sad that I'll never see you. But because the way it was worded of if I'd have known this was the last night I was going to see you, I'm like, this could transcend. This could be different. So we're actually doing the solo is actually based on this girl losing her grandfather.
Okay.
So
That's a cool perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I have to edit it because the song's too long and everything has to be under 2 minutes. And I hate doing that, but it is what it is. So now when you go back, like what do you go back very often and rewrite songs and reproduce them, or do you typically just keep moving forward? Like, what's your process?
At the moment, I'm kind of just trying to move forward. I've written so many songs this year alone that are like my best songs, that it's like I haven't even looked at any songs from 2023 backwards. Like, so it's kind of every song that I write, that I'm releasing now, has been written this year. So when I go back, I don't go back often, but when I do go back to like 2021, 2022 to listen to my music then, I'm like, oh my god, this is actually good. And so is this one. So maybe I can get an EP on this. And then it's just like, there's so many of them that it's like I forget that I've written them. So it's like The Always Sound was one of them. I wrote that and I probably wasn't going to release it. I just kind of threw it into my songs and then I released it and it's completely changed everything. So
yeah, because now since that song has been released, you've had a lot of opportunities kind of invited, you've been invited to do a lot of things. So you want to tell people what all you've done since then, or what?
Definitely. There's a festival called Electric Picnic, which is like the biggest festival in the country. And this time last year, I came home from America. I was living there for 3 months in San Diego. And I was like, I need to turn my life around. I can't get my music back in order and stuff. And then just kind of pushed on from there. So it's I go sorry. It was like the best moment ever. It was amazing. There was 1,000 people singing my song back to me, which was just nuts. There's at the time going town kind of blew up and stuff. Over the last few weeks and months, I've had so many labels come in contact with me, and I've just kind of been very careful with that, and I haven't really chosen one. I'm kind of looking to kind of stay independent, I think, for another while. Just until I kind of find my feet. I've an agent now, which is great. So it's going really, really well, and it's all heading in the right way. And obviously, I have my own headline show in 2.5 weeks, so that is going to be mental. And we've also a really good announcement today at like 6 p.m. So that's going to be it's so much stuff going on, and it's going to be So I'm just loving it. I'm just loving that I get to do what I love. And there's no pressure. Like, there was a lot of pressure this time last year when I was busking full time, and nobody knew who I was. Nobody gives a shit when you're just playing on the side of the street. Like, no one cares. And the odd few will, but people are busy. People are trying to go do their thing. And then so that I had no money. I didn't have money to like get songs produced. Didn't have money to like go out with my friends. Like, I was asking my parents for money. It was just so embarrassing at 22. I was like, this is so bad. And then I opened for a guy called Gavin James in Paris, and he's like one of the biggest artists in the country. And it just from then on changed my life, changed my perspective. I was getting gigs everywhere, and I was just able to support myself. And now, thankfully, I'm comfortable enough in a small sense that I can get my music out quicker and better each time. So yeah, that's I'm really, really grateful that I kind of stuck it out. It's the main thing, because these opportunities I got this year wouldn't have came if I quit 2 years ago.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's been a great year. This year's been amazing, and it's only November. Yeah, I know it's the end of the year, but we still have 2 really big months ahead of us. So especially this month. This month is probably the busiest month of the year, to be honest. August with Electric Picnic. So yeah, so it's exciting times.
That's so cool, and congratulations on being able to book your show. Again, as a producer of shows, like in arts, like because I had a professional tap dance company, and it's a lot. It is a lot, and especially when you're coordinating other people coming in. Now, how many other people are you going to have in that November? And also, by the way, don't think I didn't look up prices on flights to see if I could somehow manage to come out. Guy's like, hey, honey, I mean, I really feel like I should go back to Ireland. And he was like, just stop. I'm like, you don't have to go.
I'm 100% for the US someday. I know that. Hopefully someday. So
not hopefully, you will.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt about it. It's a bucket list one, 100%. Like just playing. Oh, geez, just playing. Yeah, just playing gigs anywhere I can, really. Like so. Obviously for now it's just at home, and for the next kind of year, I'm just trying to get money together so I can get songs together, so I can kind of get out here. So that's the goal, and maybe go to London and then pursue it there, and then just try to do it from there, really. So it's it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. So like it'll be all right.
It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Well, I think it'd be really cool if you could start getting, now that you have an agent, hopefully you will be able to start picking up with other artists, like getting some other gigs with other people who already have a good foothold, maybe. You know,
that's
and
for me as well, like trying to get support slots like that. Because like the bigger the audience I'm exposed to, I have enough belief in my music that if they hear it, they're like, oh, this sounds similar to the guy that we paid to come see tonight. And they're like, oh, I actually like Jamie's music. And then all of a sudden you're a fan. So it's kind of like, when I approached my agent, he was involved in when I was in Paris, opening for Calvin James. He was involved in Electric Picnic, so I know him very well now, and I trust him, which is great. And he has a lot of belief in me, which is just so refreshing, because there's a lot of managers that approached me that I could tell were just like saw me as a business idea, which is like, it's a business too. You have to
correct.
I understand that too, but it's almost like they saw money, and that's it. And then I'm like, with this guy, he's like, he knows the potential, like, for money to be made in the future, big money and all that. But like, he believes in me as well as a person and as a musician. So it's like it gives me the space to go and do my creative stuff. I'll go do my thing. I'll update him. I'll say this when I've done whatever, this is all the stuff. And he kind of knows that, like, with me, I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. Like, I'll always be doing something. So we have a really good relationship, which is great, and I think that'll only grow throughout the years. Hopefully, that we work together. The more gigs we get together, all that kind of stuff, I think it'll just kind of make us an even stronger unit. But I think it's really important, because if you want to have someone representing you, I think they do have to really believe in you. Yes. As well as obviously the profit they can make from the situation. But like, it is a business too. Like, I have to remember that too. But like, also, it's just really nice to have someone believe in your creative output. You know. Yep,
I do. I get it. Yeah, that is so cool. I feel so happy for you being, you know, in the place I'm in my life now, where I'm like, yeah, I'm on crutches right now because sometimes I think I can dance, and then I'm like, and ow. So it's kind of cool looking at up and coming artists that are doing the thing, and I love that you are being more discerning about, I got to choose a manager that believes in me, not yes, you should be rewarded for believing in me and doing all the work and all that. But I love that you are in a place where you can do that, and you don't feel so desperate that you have to just jump on the first opportunity. You know, and you know what I had found, like, there's a lot of artists that come out of Galway, well, in Ireland in general, but I had no idea until I started doing like a little deep dive. I'm like, wow.
Most talented musicians in the world are Irish. Like, I know there's nothing to do here but drink, have the craft, and play music. So like, you know, that's just what this country's been built off. We had everything taken off us years and years ago, and all we had was music. All we had was alcohol and each other. So it's just like, I think that's exactly why when we were in Garci's, you know, the whole place, like you said, you hadn't kind of seen something like that before. Everyone just absorbed, especially in Galway. Galway is the most musical part of the country, I think, and that's why I think everything's so fitting that the song is about my song is about Galway, and it's about the love of being from where I'm from, and wherever this music journey takes me, when I'm playing shows all across the world, I'll always have that piece of home with that song, no matter what, which is just, it's really amazing, because you you know, we're a small country. There's only 4 or 5 million of us. I know we're spread out across America, across Australia, across the world, but like that music sense, I think, is amazing. Have you ever listened to Amble, the Irish band?
Yes.
They're amazing. They're so good. I met the lead singer last day, and I was actually out drinking, and he was as well. And,
well, that's cool.
I was just like, you're such an inspiration. He was just like, thanks, man. I like your song. And I was like, oh, shit, you know my song, man. And then, so then it was like a 2-minute conversation, and then I don't remember anything. But I don't know how I got to that. But yeah, no, I think they're some of the most talented musicians in the world. And I think you'll definitely see it over the next 20 years. More and more Irish artists coming through, because there's an emphasis on it now. People realize, oh, we actually have a gold mine of musicians here that just have the world they haven't seen. And it's just kind of about getting more and more people out there. With my headband show, I do 4 support acts because I just wanted to give as many people an opportunity on the stage as I could. I know what it's like to be for no one to care. A lot of the time, not a lot of people still care about my music, but like there is, I mean, like a lot of people, not everyone cares about my music, but there's a lot of people that are beginning to now, which is really cool. And I think with this with this announcement that I'm having at 6 o'clock, I think that'll really help it even more. And it's just a strong end to the year as well. So I start rambling as well. So if I ramble too much, it's waffle.
Listen, the more you say, the less I have to think. So it's fine. I do. I mean, what's funny is like for the last 3 weeks, I'm like, okay, I've been keeping a notes journal on like all the questions I'm going to ask, just in case. No, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I think it's just really wild how, first of all, Irish people are the best storytellers. I'm a very big personality. I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm a very big personality. But when I was in Ireland, I had so much fun being the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm typically a person who walks in like, okay, so how's it going? What are we doing? Nice to meet you. Like I walk into a pub, sit down at a bar and go, how's it going? Like that's just who I am. But I had so much fun just observing and watching and taking in the stories. And my favorite thing to hear was the group of old men sitting I can't remember, we were in Dublin, and they were just, you could tell they'd had the same server for God knows how many years but they probably say the same exact stories every time they get hand to God. That's my favorite thing. Hand to God. Hand to God. And I'm like, and I just sat and like I smiled, and my husband's like, what are you smiling about? I'm like, I'm just listening. This is the greatest thing ever. But I feel like in the Irish culture, like you're great storytellers, which I think also transcends to good music and writing, because all of your songs, you tell good stories. And one of the things, like one of my favorite bands ever, because again, I'm old, is the Eagles. But the Eagles, because their songs are not just like, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. It's not just your typical. You're telling a story, and yeah, there's a little bit of catchiness to it, but it tells a story, and that's what I like about your music. And so I forgot what I was going to ask.
But it's true though, like the storytelling aspect. I love the storytelling. Like I'll never write a song and be like, I'm trying to write a hit. Like there's no such thing as trying to write a hit, because if you try to write a hit, it's not going to work. Like like it's not just. It just has to come at a perfect time when you're not expecting it. And I write to channel my emotions a lot, and I also write because I get very inspired if I see like an old couple, for example, holding hands walking down Shop Street. Like that'll make me think, oh my god, they have like probably like a 60-year story that we can just make a song about and just completely make up the story, but like make it so that it's like it's led to this moment. So I enjoy the storytelling aspect of it, because I think that like that's what people connect with. Like you can have a song that's catchy and people can dance to it. That's great, but like people connect with the story and with lyrics, and with people find things that relate to themselves. That's the way we all are. We're all going to relate everything to ourselves. We're humans. So It's just great that so many people have different stories and different like ideas in their head of the story I was trying to tell. So it's just good. I love it. I love that that can have an impact in that way, in a positive way, which is great. Like and whenever I go out now, I get recognized. So
that's so cool.
It's cool. It's cool. It's fun.
All right. Well, if I come back to not if, but when I come back to Ireland, I expect to go like have a pint with you at least.
Oh, 100%, yeah. 100%.
Or at least a VIP ticket somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
100%. So wow. So now have you always been like I started tap dancing when I was 3. Like
Yeah.
I've been dancing 50 years. Like this is part of my DNA. Which is, you know, why when I injure myself, I'm like, what the are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
like that I'm still like, I'm not old, whatever. But it's just part of my DNA. At what point in your life did you start writing stories or do creative writing, or how did it kick off for you?
So I wrote my first song when I was probably 15. And a friend of mine actually drowned. He passed away, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
So it was a really weird moment. At 15, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I'm the child. And that was the first time I ever wrote a song. I was just like, I don't even know what brought me to do it. Like, I don't know anything about why I wrote that song, but I wrote it. And
I bet I got an idea. I bet I got ideas why.
I got an idea, yeah. So I was just like, yeah, I love this. Like, this actually really. I remember after writing it, I was like, I just felt so much better. Like, obviously, I was still upset, but I just felt like that was a good release. So then, after that, I didn't write a song, I'd say, for like 2 years. Sorry, I was only 14 when that happened. 2 years later, I went to an Ed Sheeran concert in Galway. And then I
love Ed Sheeran.
He's amazing.
Awesome.
Seeing it in person, it was one of my first concerts. It's not my first concert, and seeing everyone just singing his songs, I was like, okay, I need to do that. So then I started writing, and then that night I wrote like 5 songs, and they were all terrible. Well, yeah.
They're not terrible. They're just first drafts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone wants to sing somewhere. So then that was where I started, and then I just kind of fell in love with it. And then I've always loved English in school. Me and my teacher didn't really get along. Didn't like me for whatever reason. I don't know why. I never had that with anyone. Not a lot of people don't like me, but he didn't start like me. So then I just kind of enjoyed poetry, but I didn't enjoy studying it. I just enjoyed like wondering why people wrote it in the first place. That was always what caught my head. It wasn't like, oh, this word rhymes with this. It was always like, why did she write that, or why did he write that? So yeah, it's just like really, once I kind of realized I can actually write a song, I was like, well, then it can only get better if I keep writing. So then I just fell in love with it, and now I'm just completely obsessed with it. Like, it's probably not a healthy obsession, but
no, I don't think so. And so again, with the work that I do, we call that intuitive writing. When when the stuff just comes in and you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna, I don't know, okay, I'm just gonna write it down. We're gonna get that, and the more you do it, the more the flow like the easier it gets. And then yeah, we call that intuitive writing. Teach a whole class on it actually, but not songwriting. But that could be fun.
No, it's cool. It's just cool when something comes to you. You don't even realize. Like, there was a moment I had, and then I'm actually this song is going to be released before the end of the year. But it's a song called "Small Bit Proud," and I wrote it about. I don't think I actually said it anyway. But I wrote it just about. I was playing at an electric picnic, and I seen this girl for a long time. We ended things in like January. I was just shattered over it, and I sang this. I sat down to write the song. And she was at the festival, but she didn't come to see me. I was just like, well, then I don't even want you. So then I wrote this song out of nowhere. I wrote this song out of nowhere, and it ended up becoming my favorite song that I've ever written. And I remember exactly when I sat down, I was like, I gotta write the next Over Galway Town. And like I said, you can't write a hit. You can't try to write a hit. So I ended up writing a song that was so polar opposite to Over Galway Town. And it's just about, it's called Small Bit Proud. And it's just about, couldn't be a small bit proud of me kind of thing. Like, We still had a great relationship. There's no point in, it's about that kind of thing. So I was listening to the final version of it there recently, and I was just in tears listening to it because I just connect with it so much. I don't know if other people will as much as I do, but
who knows? I mean, I feel like your music has a good way of tapping into what we all have experienced in life in some way or another. So I don't know. I really, like I said, I am not a fangirl, like in that sense. Like I went to the Taylor Swift concert and I'm like, this is cool. Okay. Like, I'm not like, that's not me at all. Now, but I really enjoy listening to the stories you're telling because there is relatability to it. Even, reflecting on my own life. And I think that's where I feel like that's where you're getting to people is that you're giving them a mirror to look into.
Yeah.
And you're giving them a mirror. And with Galway Town, Ireland has such a proud, like, don't be messing with them. Like you guys are very, very proud of your town and the growth and where you come from. And when you write a song that reflects that and their pride, of course it's going to take off. Like how cool would it be if you're sitting here, like you're my age in 25 years and like they're playing your song in pubs, just like they do any of the other traditional songs.
It's so mental. It's mad. People don't play it. I don't go much drinking, but I used to, but I just don't now all the time. And then I went out recently with my friends and we walked into a pub. And I've never been anywhere where I just like walked into a shop and the song came on, or walked into somewhere and the song came on. But so many people have, and they've sent it to me, and I'm like, I really want that to happen. But then I walked into a gig and the guy who was singing like recognized me, he noticed me, and I didn't even see him. Like, and then all of a sudden I hear, we have Jamie McIntyre in the building, we're singing over Galway Town, and I was just like, this is gas. And then I was just also though I was standing. This is actually really uncomfortable. Everyone's just looking at me, and the guy singing over there. I'm just like, look at the guy singing. Like he's the guy that's singing it right now. And I'm almost like, this is actually really weird. Obviously, I love it, but like, I was also like, everyone is just looking at me, looking for my reaction. But like, my reaction was like when he said Jamie McIntyre in the building, like that was it, reaction done, and let him sing the song. But I don't know. The lads, then my friends were always going to be like, oh, God, Jimmy, like all that kind of stuff. So I was just like, but, I appreciate it all nonetheless. It's great as well when people are playing it. For someone to want to pick up a guitar in earnest is pretty cool. So, especially like this is exactly where I'm sitting right now is where I wrote it. So it's mental. It's really mental.
That it is crazy, like how, like you said though, like when that one thing takes off, and you're like, what? Now I noticed, I don't remember how to even look it up now because I tried to look at one point and then I couldn't figure it out again. But like moving faster. So on my Spotify, I have the Jamie McIntyre Spotify playlist, and Moving Faster until you came along YOU came along was Moving Faster was the second one. And that actually it looked like it had gotten some traction over the time. But was that a collaboration with somebody else, or was that your song? How did that work?
So basically it was collaboration, yeah. So the guy who's the producer, I think it's Larry Pictures, he's from Germany. So he was like, I worked with a producer that was from Sweden that he was friends with years and years ago on Girl Dressed in Gold. So then he just messaged me.
Song.
He was like, he messaged me and he was like, hey, I know you work for Edmund, do you want to work together? I was like, yeah. So the three of us did a song called You and Me. It's on Spotify, but it's not on my thing. It's on the bottom that appears on. I don't even remember what the song sounds like, to be honest. I genuinely don't remember, but that was in like 2021 or 2022. And then it got like 50,000 streams, so we were like, yeah, cool. And then me and Rare Pictures done a song together, and that was Moving Faster. He just said, hey, I have a beat, gonna write over it. So I was like, yeah, okay. He sent me the beat, wrote like 5-6 minutes, the song was done. I sent it over to him, and then I was just like, yeah. And I didn't think anything of it, because that's not my kind of music at all. Like, as you can tell from the music.
Yeah, it is. It's a very different vibe. It's a little more techno housey. Not techno house. Like dance club. Like it's just got more of a driving beat.
so not me, my music, that I was kind of like, okay, like, that song is written, I sent it over to him, sent him the vocals, and then I completely forgot about it. And then he was like, oh man, there's a label that approached us that are owned by Sony Music, and they wanted to get involved with this song. And I was like, what song? And he was like, Moving Faster. And I was like, send it to me. And then he sent it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song. And I was like, yeah, fire it in. So then got signed by a label that are owned by Sony Music, which is really cool. So they like basically released it, pumped it into like all their playlists that it would suit, and then it just ended up getting something like, I think it's like, I don't even know what's on now, like 800,000 or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that, like, you know, Galway Town has more.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
like
saying.
600,000 behind, and now I think it's something like 600,000 ahead, or 400,000, 500,000 ahead, which is mad. It's just, I don't know, I don't really think about it too much, because it just, the numbers, it just doesn't make sense.
Wow.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's a regular playlist, and like and every week when I try to change my music for the warm up for that. Okay, so I did the duet with my kids tap dancing with you, because you were like, oh, let's do a duet with the song, you singing, and I'm like, I got better.
Yeah.
If I try to, for warm up for all my like across the floor exercises, do anything different, they get very upset.
Yeah.
We listen to your song every single Thursday.
That is good.
So
that is
yeah. And I've tried to play other stuff, you know, because usually what I do is I'll have like a song list. I change my song list each month for, you know, different exercises, different whatever. And they're like, no. And then they like do this. They're just so funny when they're all like primary class are like 7, 8 years old. They love it. They love it.
Grow up and just be like, remember, have that memory.
Yeah.
Of that song always.
That's just it.
For their weddings, like for their first dance at their weddings, and I'm just like, what the, like, their children. That song is gonna hold such a special place in their head forever. Which is just like, that's why I write. That's why I make music. Obviously, I want to play the biggest stages and I want to tell my stories, but like, it's seeing that, like, they sent me a video. I think the bride's sister sent me a video, and I was nearly in tears. I was like, that's so amazing that the song I wrote, that's theirs now. They're always look at that as their song, and that's just why I'm just like, love that so much. Like,
and when you're growing up and if this is what you want to do, and you know you want to be a musician, like that's what you want. But then when it happens, and you're like,
yeah,
like, now what do I do with that? That's so cool.
For so long, you want it for so long, and then you get a taste of this, and it's almost like when I got my first big shot, which was in Paris with Gavin James. I was like, okay, this is amazing. It's the best thing ever. This can't be the last time I do this. Like, this can't be one time.
Yeah, right.
It has to be my life.
Wow.
So it almost, when I see things going well, I'm like, yeah, that's great. It's going well, but I'm almost like, okay, but then what am I going to do that's going to be next and next and next and next? So I'm always kind of thinking now, like, what's next?
It's the hustle.
Sorry?
It's the hustle. It's the hustle in us.
It's the hustle, yeah. The hustle,
but,
it's the grind. I love it. It's the process.
Yeah.
I have a tattoo of myself. The process. The man on steps there.
Love it.
I just think it's, I think one day I'm going to miss the struggle. So,
no, you won't.
So embrace it. You know, I think I miss the, I already do, you know, like, I miss busking and being like, not knowing if I'll be able to put petrol in my car. I think that's just like, because I remember walking back from busking and I was like, you might not make much money, but you achieved something. Like, I was like, always in my head, it's like, one performance better and one performance closer to where I want to be. So then when I played Electric Picnic, people asked me, was I nervous? I was like, no, this is what I'm born to do. Like, there's no, like, I put the effort in. I've been busking for 3 years, gigging for since I was 16. And it's just like, this stage, I was meant to be here. There's no, like, nerves. So I remember going on before, and I was like, you're nervous. And I was very quiet because I was getting in the zone. And they were just like, what's wrong with him? Like, and I was just like, nothing's wrong with me. I'm just
getting your zone.
Like, all out on the stage. So yeah, it's good. It's great that these opportunities come, but I do definitely think I'll miss something.
Excuse me. Wow.
I struggle. I don't know.
I do get it.
Yeah.
I do. Sorry, I do get it. But I think as you move along, the struggles will shift. You'll still have a grind. You'll still have a hustle.
Yeah.
But honestly, like even like I love my kids, my students, my tap company members, we'll go throw down
Yeah.
boards and on a street corner and tap dance. Like that's just because it doesn't matter. Like do it anyway. You know what? Before you're doing a gig, before you're going to Darcy's next time, an hour before, go down and do some busking. Just it will help keep you at your roots and remember why you do what you do. I don't think you'll need to be reminded, but so I mean, oh my God. Anyway, sorry. Like I woke up on like Tuesday, like what is this? Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Um, so so well shit, now I forgot what I was talking about. No, that's all right. I'll get back to it. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Oh, okay. So when I saw you and when I've watched you on your lives, so you play guitar and is this something you just taught yourself to do or did you take lessons? Like what tell me your musical like training journey.
So I was probably about 10, and in my primary school there was the principal, the head teacher. He played guitar and he taught guitar at the end of the day every Thursday or Friday. And I remember I went to it and I hated it. I was like, Mom, I'm not learning guitar. Never. And then she was like, No, you love singing. You should learn the guitar. And I was like, No. And then I went back then a few months later and I just fell in love with it. And then probably learned like 4 chords off my teacher. And then I just taught myself that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just like, I never had a vocal lesson. I've had a few guitar lessons, but I've probably had about 20 guitar lessons, maybe less. And then I just fell in love with it. So that once you kind of get a grip of like 2 or 3 chords, you can just follow. So that's what happened to me. And then I was just constantly trying to get better and better. I still wouldn't say I'm the best guitar player in the world. Like my no music theory knowledge. Like I don't know how to read music. I don't know what a crotchet is. Don't know what any of these musical terms are. But I don't need to. I know how to write a song. So it's just like there's other people that will produce and that will know how to read music and do all that for me. As long as I bring them the song, that's all that matters really. So
well that was my that was my next question. So like on your tracks, like okay, so for in what the music I've heard, it's not just you and a guitar. There's other musicians. Are these like people you're like hey, people you've met in the pub, or how do you hook up with people to?
I've been doing TikTok for 5 years now. I probably was the first Irish musician on TikTok. So
That's awesome.
I always say that people are like, what? But I'm like, no, I know I want because I remember the only person that done music on TikTok was Anson Seabra, and he's in America. And then I was like, I'm gonna do that. So then started doing that, and then sorry, what was the question again? What's like?
How do you figure out like who's gonna do your music?
Yeah. So basically, I did TikTok for 5 years, so I would put my music out, my like original music, but on TikTok, just like as me playing it. And like I have people reaching out every once in a while, and then I had a guy cover my song, "Girl Dressed in Gold" at the time, and he like covered it, but he like produced it for his own cover, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And I was like, to him, man, would you like to produce me playing one of a different song, whatever? He's like, yeah. And then his name is Keane O'Donoghue, and I've been working with him for 5 years, and he's done 9 of my 15 tracks on Spotify, 10 maybe. And really good friend of mine now. And we literally just met because he did a cover of my song. So, and I don't really trust many people with my music. He is the number one guy I trust, because he knows me and he knows what I want and he knows what I always look for in a song. But then recently now I've started working with a guy called Gavin Doyle. And he produced Over Galway Town, because I needed a producer in a day to get it done, and he stepped up and he smashed it. So I was like, yeah. So I was recording with him this last week, and so we have a few songs together. So he did produced a few songs for me. So they're the two really that I trust the most, because they're, how can I not trust the guy who produced Over Galway Town? First of all,
right.
Yeah, but like all of them two guys are both amazing musicians as well. So like they play like basically every instrument. Like Keane plays guitar, bass, and piano, and then I think Gavin plays absolutely every instrument. Like I don't know if there's one that he doesn't play. I don't know, it's probably like Like he plays so many
It's the oboe.
like,
He doesn't play the oboe. Okay, what would be funny is if he does play the oboe, but whatever.
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's the great thing about working with them too, is that like I have the song, like I said, I don't have to play guitar, sing a song, write a song, and when I bring the song to them, they can add instruments. If they play instruments, they can hear the things that I wouldn't hear because I don't play piano. I know how to write on piano, but I wouldn't know how to play it. Or I don't play the bass and the drums. Like they know how to bring the song together. So that's just the perfect mixture. The two of us coming together, me bringing this idea, and then like 9 times out of 10, it sounds the exact way I wanted it to sound when I wrote it. So it's so rewarding. Like I'm just so lucky that I get to work with these two, and like not many people. Keen was the first person, he was the first person that Keen ever produced a song for, and that was Karen Cole back in 2021. I'd like to say, but yeah. So I'm just happy I have found people that share kind of the love for the sound that I'm trying to create. Basically,
Right.
Yeah, that's how I found them.
Wow. I'm mind blown that you're not a trained musician. You're like your voice. This okay. I'm gonna have a small fangirl moment, but like, no, your voice is so pure, and it's interesting listening to your old music, and like you can hear the progression of the maturity of your voice and how you put the time and the energy into it. But for someone who's not trained, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
I did try, like, I used to do theater. I played Marius and Anise, and I played Phantom and Phantom the Opera and stuff like that. And those were, I loved them, but I always like to sing differently. So I do think that in that period of like 3 months for each year for each show, I think that I was in my own head training my voice differently because I had to sing differently for the role. So I think it's just, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I think I just got lucky. I also had surgery on my, I was born with a cleft palate, so the back of my throat up here hadn't developed for 3 weeks of my life. So I don't know how I ended up being a singer, but we'll take it, like,
But what a cool story, though. Like, so when you're really super famous, you have a cool story to tell,
Exactly, yeah. That's that'd be a good story, because like I literally didn't have anything in my throat. You can still see the stitches in my mouth from when I was a baby, like newborn.
Wow.
Baby. Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know how I ended up being a singer. Like I remember my mom bought me actually one vocal lesson. It was for like 20 minutes. I went in and I sang Sam Smith song. I fucking hated it. And I was like, I don't like people telling me what to do. You see, that's like something I've always had. Not telling me what to do, but when it comes to music, like I'm like, right, I know what I'm doing. You don't need to tell me what to do unless they're like involved. I'm a musician. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I won't tell a carpenter how to build a shed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, yeah. So like that's what I always say to my review. Someone, not that I wouldn't ever get really negative comments on the but there was one time where this really drunk guy just wanted me to sing this song really bad. I didn't know the song, and I was trying to tell him I don't know the song. He was like, he started saying something, and he's like, and I was like, sorry, what do you work as? And he was like, oh, I'm a carpenter. So that's why I said to him, like, I don't tell you how to build a shed, like, and he was just like, oh, and I was like, people come up sometimes, and I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? So yeah, but no, I can't.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you how to build your shed, so how about you not tell me what I can and can't sing? There's that.
Yeah.
Now, how long of a process, just more curiosity than anything, like when you're like, I'm going to put a song out. So from the time that you write the song and then you go in and you go into a studio, produce it and put it out on Spotify, like, is that, first of all, is it super time consuming, and also is it expensive to do it, like to produce a song? Because I feel like more people would produce them if it was a little more accessible. But
I think nowadays, like, you don't have to go to a studio anymore. Like, Overgoing Sound is recorded in my bedroom and sent off to a studio.
Wow.
So like that's something, like I'd say 10 of my songs, I can see more out of the songs on my Spotify. The only ones I recorded in the studio on my Spotify is Why Are You. That's the only song I think I recorded in the studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, apart from whatever's coming next, like from now on, everything will be recorded in the studio. Just because it is a lot more efficient for time wise because I'm up there and I'm with them and I can like direct them on what they like, what I want and what they can do, what I don't want, all that kind of stuff. Whereas over the phone, obviously, it takes a lot longer. So, like over email and stuff, and when you're not in the room with them, and they don't know exactly what my sound might be like, but or what they might want for the song. But yeah, no, it's like it's just I used to hate recording, but I actually enjoy it now because it does take a long time. Like we've done 3 songs there in the last 7 days, and they're completely finished from scratch to be ready to go on Spotify. And it's like it took probably away with you like 4 months of production, and then like I have 3 songs done now in the space of a week, and it's like it just depends how fast you work, how fast your producer works. I'm just lucky I work with a lot of fast like producers that are very quick, that are very efficient, and just they just know what they're doing. And they know me, so they don't have to we don't have to have that introduce and talk and that kind of like, what do you want the music to sound like? They know me now, like so. And I kind of like tend to, if you go to the studio, the cost will be more because you're paying not just for the song, but you're paying
right.
for the producer, you're paying for the studio time. So I'm lucky that I built a relationship with these lads that were friends, and they won't charge me half as much as they would maybe someone else. And also like the songs we've done together have done well, so it's good for them to be producing on my song, and it's also good for me to have them produce on my song. So it's a win-win, really. So
right.
yeah, like that's really all. Yeah, that's all. I really think it's I do enjoy recording in the studio a lot more now, and I'm looking forward to working in bigger studios with more producers and more writers. But for now, I'm happy working with the guys I'm working with, and I know that they're going to deliver so well next year. We've already started recording for 2025. For an EP in 2025, which is really cool. Maybe 4 or 5 song EP, probably 4, maybe 5, I don't know. Where will be on the music? There'll be no music. Like yeah, there's so much music coming. It's exciting. It's exciting time.
That's amazing. I love that I caught you and saw you when I did. Because now I have an opportunity, like selfishly, I get to watch this journey from afar.
Yeah.
And see where you end up. Not end up, where you purposely head, like where you go, And I'm serious. When I was sitting there listening, I'm like, this guy's like the next Ed Sheeran, but like Irish version. I'm not kidding. And even my husband even used those words. He's not a real vocal kind of guy. He said that to his dad. He was like, oh yeah, you gotta listen to this song. We saw him in Galway. He's like Ed Sheeran, but Irish. That's how my husband described you.
I think massive issue.
I
the only person if I like wouldn't want to talk. Like I don't think I would react like in a way where I'm like but like Ed Sheeran, like I would mess. Like
you just fast forward, you're like, hey.
There's no way. It's too much of an inspiration for my whole life.
Right. Well, and I think what reminded you of me, of you know what I mean? What drew the parallels is his concert. He just plays. It's just him. Have you seen it? You've seen him in concert. Yeah, I thought you said so. Yeah, he's got the thing, and then he just does the thing, and it's just him. And I saw him in a giant stadium here in Indiana, and I was just like, I was mind blown that he could be so awesome. And what the thing I loved about your performance at Darcy's, and since then, since I've seen you on lives, you stop, you take a drink, you never stop like it's constant, like you're still strumming, like you're never just stop.
I do. I don't know why you do that. I think
engagement. I do.
It's because it can go so quiet in a room that I just think it's kind of awkward sometimes. Because like when you're in a pub, like not everyone can listen to it. Like you're there, not like 80% of the time background music.
Yes.
Like for someone like you who comes over to Ireland and who's visited, goes to a place like sees it, and it's like, wow, this is the Irish culture. it's great for you and it's engaging because you're like not used to it maybe. And like, but Irish people are just like the most like straightforward. You know,
Yeah.
like if someone doesn't like what I'm playing, like they're not going to be afraid to tell me. And luckily, like a lot of the time, 99% of the time, it's positive feedback. Like not 100%. I don't think I have one hate comments probably, and that's just someone when they're drunk and they just see a musician that doesn't want to play a song that they want to hear or doesn't know our song. People just react to it. I can understand that. Like when I'm there sober watching everyone else. That's another thing I love that I like. My job right now is obviously being a musician, and I'm like, I'm out in a social area, in a social environment, but I don't have to drink, and I can think, I'm just here playing music. I'm still in, like, I still feel like I'm on a night out, but I'm just providing for their night out, and it's just like, I don't know, I just enjoy that more. That's why I probably don't go out as much. Like, I'm 23 now, which a lot of people, like, at my age are going out a lot, but there's a lot of people that are my age that are also focused on their mission, on their dreams. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And like being in that social area, playing gigs, gives me enough probably like social stimulation to be like, yeah, I don't need to go out now, like, and get pissed drunk and not remember anything. I just don't see the value in that as much anymore. That's when I was 18 or 19. But it's great, like meeting people like that. Like that, I love your music. I love what you're doing. Like, keep going. It's great to see that kind of stuff because like people, you might not realize you're making an effect, like, but you are. And it's great. It's great. And we also have Laurie here in the chat.
Yeah, from Canada.
For my gig, but she was in Ireland and she came and see me play as well, which is cool. I don't know if you've heard of Donna.
Yeah, and actually, I think Donna popped in here a little bit ago. He didn't say anything, but I saw he popped in. I follow Donna too.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He had me sound produced, which is great. Like he was really helpful at that point with producer. So yeah, I went off on a tangent there again. Oh,
see, there he is, Donna. He just popped in.
He is here. What's the crack, Donna?
Yeah, I follow him too. So I fucking forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me in a second. God, I'm telling you, this cold is killing me. So I'm looking at my list of all these questions. Oh, all right. So I had a random question.
Okay.
What is your outside of music gigs, like what is your worst or your least favorite and your favorite job that you've had that's not music?
Okay.
The human side, the human normal side, non-musician side of Jamie McIntyre.
When I worked in San Diego, I lived in San Diego for 3 months, and I worked at a fair called the Del Mar Fair, and it was really cool. Like, it was unreal, but like there was a lot of Irish people working there, and we were working with these Mexican guys. And I remember at the time I was just really, really homesick.
Mm-hmm.
So I hated every second of this. And I was seeing a girl at home, she was still in Ireland, and I was in America. I was missing her, and that whole experience of like however long I worked there, I hated the job. I hated every aspect of it. I had really good friends in the job, but I hated it. And that's what made me realize that you need to take music seriously or else you're going to end up in a job like this. That I just didn't enjoy, honestly. So it was in like a fast food thing. So I was never gonna like that. So yeah, that was just horrible. And the best job I ever had then was like I only ever had one other job, which was working in a shop, like a petrol station, like a gas station, for like 3 years. That was the only other job I had. I used to teach guitar and stuff, but that's music, right? So I wouldn't say I had the best job because I didn't really particularly enjoy it either.
Right. Right.
Like, yeah, so I used to work like gig in the evening and the bus, and it was just too much, and it was just not worth, So I'm glad I made the decision to quit that job and follow music. Right.
Well, now that you're famous, you're going to go back to that gas station, and they're going to have your face that be like, this guy worked here.
Yeah.
Galway town guy. Now, okay, so now you're the Galway town guy.
Yeah.
And I could see you've had a couple of videos or like a couple of times you're like, listen, like I know, but I've got all this other music. I've got all this other music. And how do you balance that? Like you want to be excited because yes, Over Galway Town's been great. It brought you like across this pond, like with me, you know, and but at the same time, like I understand that need to be like, but look at my other stuff. So when YOU came out, you're like, no, listen, this song's better. I actually like this song better. And I have to say, the quality, and now that I know that, okay, it makes sense because I love Over Galway Town when you sing it live. Love it. The song on Spotify is still great, but I love it live. Like it's 100 times better live. But YOU, I'm like, okay, now we're stepping up. All right, we're stepping up now. So I could you could tell the quality, just the quality difference between the.
Funny thing is, YOU was actually done before Over Galway Town was recorded at all. YOU was meant to come out before Over Galway. It was meant to come out probably around June or July, and then Galway got to like I think called the All Ireland Final, which is basically like the Super Bowl in Ireland, and Galway were in the final of it, and then I released Over Galway Town because everyone was thinking about Galway, and then so then obviously I
that was smart.
Yeah, it was good.
And we were there. That's when I was in Ireland. Was that weekend of the Super Bowl when Galway was in?
Oh, was it, yeah?
That's when we were there. We didn't go. We were like, how do we avoid? I know. We don't need to talk. We did not need to talk about that. We were just going to talk about how they were at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we need to talk about. You did not need to out that.
At the time, it was so sad. And the song just blew up then out of nowhere. Like it's still getting like 13,000, 15,000 streams a day. So it's just like it's mental, yeah. But like even when I say on TikTok, when I'm like, first of all, whenever I say on TikTok, this is a song that I'm never going to release. And what do you think of it? I'm always going to release that song because I
always
to get produced and all that. It's just a promotion tactic. I've had people asking me, can they have the song? I'm like, no, I'm not releasing it. Like, obviously, I'm not throwing it away. And then there's also like when I'm like, oh, I'm afraid that this next song isn't going to hit like Over Galway Town. I'm not afraid of that. Like I know that like I could probably release my best song in the world right now, and it won't get the attention that Galway Town did. Because Galway Town was so perfect in everything. It was just perfect timing. Yeah. It just everything seemed the stars just aligned for that.
Some of us might say things like, "I'd say it was divine timing." There was no. I think it was actually. There's something to that. I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I know. I think once more and more people hear like Over Galway Town and my other songs, like it's just about putting more and more music out there. I can't grow if my music is stuck in my phone and people can't hear it. Right. So all I'm thinking about is building a catalog, building something that people can, just like yourself, like you said there, like go onto Jamie McIntyre playlist and just click it and then just enjoy every song. It doesn't have to be just one, but like there's no pressure. Like I don't feel the pressure of being like, oh, you have to write another hit. Like I said, like writing a hit, I know I have hits in my voice memo, so I don't have to worry about writing right now. Like there's just so many songs I forget about when I play at a gig, and then I'm like, Jesus, I wrote this song. I completely forgot I wrote this song. And then because you write the next one, and that feeling you have when you wrote a song where you're like, this could be a hit, you forget about it because you've already written 5 songs since. Right. So it's really exciting when I go into like it's like I'm diving into something I don't know, because I'm like, what song will I put out here that I could release potentially? But yeah, no, I want to do an album next year. That's the goal. At the end of the year, hopefully, have an EP, single album. But yeah, we'll finish off this year first. There's a lot more to come this year. You have so much coming up, and I love that. I love that for you. Again, artist to artist. Yeah. I love that for you. I just love that you have so many irons in the fire and things coming up, and that you're ready for that hustle. Like you are fired up for it. I'm at the point in my life. I'm like, I also own the dance studio, and I do I have a full-time practice in mediumship too. Like, so I own 2 businesses, and
And I'm just like, I need a nap. There's no hustle here.
Yeah.
I need a nap. But that's not true. You know what? That's not true. Because now that I'm not tap dancing professionally anymore, now I'm trying to plan a tour with my mediumship.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Like I go on stage and I produce a show for myself to like do readings for an audience. And so now it's just a different hustle.
Yeah.
So that's not true. You're right. The hustle will never leave. It just looks different. It evolves. The hustle evolves. So so now with one thing I do like that you do is that you'll go on Instagram and be like, oh, and I just kind of wrote this song a long time ago. You'll drop a few lyrics and be like, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, probably won't release it. I don't know. And I'm like, he's totally going into the studio like in an hour to produce that. What are you talking about? Now, how has YOU performed in comparison to Galway? I know over Galway Town's like that's a whole unique animal there. But like, how is it performing on the other platforms or Spotify and other platforms?
Well, I think it's on like 15,000 streams on Spotify, which is cool. Like, to be honest, I haven't promoted it the way I promoted Galway Town. It came at a time where it was in a transition period between Electric Picnic over Galway Town, doing my headline show, doing this announcement tonight, everything I've done for that. And it's like, it just kind of came in between everything, so I haven't put out as much content as I wanted to. I haven't put out a lot, but I haven't put out as much as I wanted to. So, I think it's doing grand at the moment. I'm happy with it. People are starting to ask me to play the gigs. Mm-hmm. So that's the great thing. Like, when someone says, why are you? Like, well, yeah, I'll play.
Okay.
So, like that. But yeah, no, it's doing. I'm happy with how it's doing so far. And like, listen, I understand that whatever comes after Over Galway Town isn't going to be exactly what Over Galway Town is, because it's such a niche song. And it's just such a special song. So it's like,
right.
I understand, but like, I want people to relate to my music too as well in a different way. Where they're like, well, also though, when I put up like a random little snippet on my Instagram story or something like that, that's the only time I'm genuinely looking for like feedback. Only time in an Instagram story. Because, like, there's so many songs I have. Like, I put one up on TikTok yesterday, actually. And it's a song I wrote called 1999, which doesn't make sense.
I saw that.
Like, that song is cool, but, like, it's like, I don't know if it's, like, good enough for me. I wouldn't even like it enough. So I throw stuff out like that. Like, mainly my Instagram story. If I ever put a song on my Instagram story, like, I'm not sure of it. Like, as in, like, I want feedback. I'd like feedback from people.
But do you ever get people that just like, that sucks, don't put that out? That's a stupid song.
On TikTok, you always get idiots on TikTok.
Of course. I get them all the time.
Yeah, like people are just, people do it. But I was just like, he commented, the best part of it is when the song ends. And I was like, yeah, then you can start it again. And then, like, my comment ended up getting like 100 likes and his got like 4. And I was just like, man, like, why do you even leave? Why do you even leave? I don't, like, I think any comments, I enjoy them. I think they're genuinely, like, funny. Like, so, I don't know. I don't get many of them anyway. I'm lucky in that sense. But, like, you always get some. And it's always men as well. It's always male people that comment. Like, I think it's more of a, I think it's like a...
It's a power thing.
It's a jealousy. Kind of thing.
It is. Like, it is.
One guy came up to me there recently on a night out, and he said to me, his friend was talking to me about Galway Town and saying, like, his friend was actually a musician. I didn't know the guy. He just came up to me and he was like, I know what you do. I was like, thank you, man. And then his friend came over and goes, I haven't a clue who you are. And I just go, man, like,
right. I don't know who you are.
I was like, what? And then he goes, yeah, Galway Town. And I was just like, so you do know who I am. You came over and told me you don't know who I am, and then you referenced my song. Right. It's just like,
get out of here. Yeah, he's like, you have to get your Brooklyn accent. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
get out of here. Get out.
Oh, shit.
Those are cool.
Yeah, no, it's mainly positive though. It is mainly positive, which is great. But yeah, so back to what I'm saying. It's just like, if I throw like a little snippet on my Instagram story, a lot of the time I am for like a bit of because like my Instagram there is growing a bit now. Since going town, like I got up like 2,500. I think I might hit 5K followers on soon, which is cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's nice. So like, there's more people seeing like the stories and like interacting with the page, which is great. Because I always found Instagram growth really slow compared to TikTok. Like I'd be on nearly like 40K on TikTok, whereas like 5K on Instagram.
No, same. Like I don't even have. I think I've got like 600 followers on Facebook, like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. They're all like right hovering around that 600 mark. 36,000 here.
Yeah, it's the only thing is TikTok won't the audience, which is a bit annoying.
They don't. No, and I think and especially in America, since America has gotten involved in ways that they should not be involved, there's been a lot more. Well, if you want to get anywhere, you have to pay money. So like you have to pay to play, and that's how it's been across between Meta and TikTok. And I think it's making it harder. And I did not join TikTok until 2021.
Okay, yeah.
So and even then, and if you go back and look at my old stuff, I'm just like, even then I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was just trying to figure it out, and now
it's definitely to win though. Like I think on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm seeing paper. It's just for like my songs. And once I put up the ads will do whatever. Like obviously they'll do well because you pay for them, but then find TikTok do kind of reward you by like just pushing more people to your page. That's what I found with Galway Town. I think Galway Town in general pushes my page, but with one of you, I put up a thing, a video, and I put an ad on this, and TikTok seemed to reward me. I don't know, like my video after that well, so I don't know. Maybe it's
that's good. Well, see, what happens is I pay for an ad because because I teach classes or I'll have special events. And like for this, I think I did a quick promo on that one. And so then, that does really well. And my next 10 videos that I don't pay for, I'm lucky to get 300 views. Yeah. But then I'll have like a random one, like a random funny me lip syncing being funny. That'll take off on its own. So it's just, I have not figured it out. At this point, I don't care because of the type of work I do on TikTok, people who are going to see me should be seeing me. And that's it. Like, I'm not trying where I feel like music's a little bit different. Like you want to get, because your music can speak to so many different types of people. I'm a little more niche. I'm a little more niche in my practice here. So now, all right. So you're going to do a special announcement at 6 p.m. What time is it there now? I don't even know.
Yeah.
What time is it?
20 past 4 here.
Okay, so in an hour and a half, you're going to make a special announcement on Instagram, you said, or what platform? All of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably mainly Instagram because I'm trying to think of an idea for how to do it. But yeah, Instagram.
Okay. All right.
I was trying to think of it. Yeah, it should be.
All right. Well, I want to make sure everybody's like following you and doing all the things. And make sure, like, I don't know. I feel like people, and it's crazy because the whole reason, again, going back to the whole reason, I was like, okay, why is this song sticking in my head? Why is it coming up in every reading? Like, it was insane. Like, and Jack Riley, that's what I was going to ask about. So you got Jack Riley singing with you on, who is this guy? And like, how'd you meet up with him? And why is he on your album? But like, you're the only guy. And why did you have somebody else sing with you instead of just you?
Yeah, I don't know. I never really. Me and Jack were never like friends or anything. We didn't know each other. Like we wouldn't be long. I met him. He was playing a gig, and I was just in the pub at the time. And I was walking by, and he was like, "Oh, I love your music." This was like maybe 2 years ago. He was like, "I love your music. I love your TikTok stuff." I was like, "Oh, thank you, man." And I just kind of said, "Keep going at what you're at. Love it. Whatever." I kept going, and that was it. And then I rode over Galway Town, and I'd seen Jack. Jack's only 18. So I'd seen he was doing. Yeah, he's incredibly talented. He's in a big future. But I seen he was just doing a lot of gigs. Like he released the song. and I liked the song. So then I'd written over Galway Town, and I was like, I'd love to get someone else from Galway on it, but I'm not too sure who. So I kind of just said, I'll ask Jack first, see what he thinks. And then I asked him, would he write his verse? I was going to ask like 10 people to write their verse and pick the best one. And then he just wrote The Rivers and Streams, Wind at Your Back. And I was like, oh, yeah, that worked for shooting that. So then I didn't even ask anyone else. So then I was like, like so many people say to me, like, they'd ask, why didn't you do it on your own? Like all that. And I'm like, yeah, there is part of me obviously that is like that, but I'm like, the song with Jack on it brought out what I wanted it to bring out. So I'm just like, there's two lads from Galway singing about Galway. I think it makes a lot more of an effect than maybe just one. Also, Jack has like a good audience, kind of a loyal audience for his live shows and stuff like that. So I knew we'd be tapping into that a bit, and the song taps into his niche of America too, to be more kind of Irish, kind of country style.
I don't like country.
I love American country.
Oh God, no.
I love it. I don't know why.
But I am not a fan.
Irish country is more like, it's not like American country music.
It is not.
Like traditional Irish music.
Right.
So yeah, he was kind of into that. So I knew the song would tap into his market really well. So that's kind of why I asked him. And then also he just gave me kind of no choice because he wrote such a good verse that I was like, I have to just go with this. So then, so we did. So I'm glad we did in the end, to be honest, because Jack's a lovely guy. And I think he's recording music now as well, like releasing more soon. I'm not too sure. I saw a post today about that. I don't know how soon that is.
Right.
I do think he should post the song sooner rather than later, just because of kind of golden tickets that he has with the song. Obviously, but like he's only 18 too. He has a lot of time to kind of grow into his sound, to grow into his writing as a writer and stuff like that. Like my writing from 18 to 23 is completely different. Like so yeah, he's only going to grow into this position like he's every day.
That's awesome. I'll have to make sure I kind of tap into him a little bit more. And but it was wild in that reading that I had with a client who's, and it's interesting you say he's 18 because the kid who got his pilot's license and the kid who died, that his best friends were Jack and Riley. They're all 18.
That's crazy.
Like that's how old they are. Isn't that wild? Like, yeah.
That's so crazy. I remember telling my mom about that. She just couldn't believe it. She was like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
But it kept happening. It kept happening over and over again. And there were more times than what I posted. The only ones I posted and tagged you in were like the ones that were, I'm just like, okay, now this is a lot. This is a lot. You're not going to believe this. But like I get references to your music now. Again, I get references for a lot of music. But it's just wild how in my line of work with the powers that be and how they come in and that's how my spirit guides or the spirits will like get me to say certain words. They'll play music. And so they'll get me to say certain things. And I'll hear music verses and something from YOU came up the other day. And I can't remember what it was. That's the other problem is if I don't record it right then, especially if it's like people will come to my house and like do personal one-on-one stuff. I don't do everything virtual, but I can't remember what it was. And if I don't record it right then, because of the way information comes in, I don't remember the reading.
Yeah. It's like my first time doing a song I have to record it as well.
Or it comes and goes. You're like, well, I had a great idea. Couldn't tell you what it was. And that's why I'm like, that's honestly, that's how mediumship works is like the information comes in and it goes out and then it doesn't stick. So like for you you're like, I don't know. I just sit down and write a song.
Yeah.
I know. And well, so in my line of work, we'd be like, well, it's probably like coming from someplace else. And that's okay. Yeah. You don't question where it comes from. You just let it happen. And exactly. Honoring it is the talent. Honoring it is the true talent, is being able to actually accept it, that you've been given this gift. And And I do believe you've been given a gift, and especially with like no training. I, honest to God, I assumed that you had probably like gone to college. I didn't deep dive and stalk you on the internet. I assumed I assumed that you probably went to, university and studied music, or you probably grew up learning music, or you probably did these things. And to hear that you're just like, nah, I don't like people telling me what to do. I was like, well, okay. Okay
I
then.
did go to university. I have a degree in children's studies, which is like teaching kind of young kids. So it had nothing to do with music. Like, so I just kind of music was just always there. My plan was my dad wanted me to go to college to get a degree, which was that's what I use job with the band sometimes. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then the plan for me was always just to have my music and set up in a position that when I finish college, I'm able to do it full time, and it just thankfully has worked out that way. While also being able to get my degree and just have that kind of fallback that I won't ever need in my life, but we have it anyways. So.
It'll come in handy somehow, I'm sure. Though, like it'll.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it makes you a more well-rounded person. You've got it. Yeah, you just got your back pocket, but I don't think you're going to need it necessarily to get a job. I think you're going to be just fine.
No,
I
it's
vote.
nice to have life experience and stuff, and I met some cool people along the way, and made some great memories. So I'm not gonna. College was and having fun as but I don't get very one thing academically, but I think I learned a lot about myself and how to manage myself. So yeah, no, I'm grateful for that experience too, and the people I met along the way. To say I have a degree is pretty cool as well. It makes me look smarter than I actually am.
Well, I mean, and that's really and people with degrees aren't always that smart. But, that's neither here nor there. So out of all of your songs, what would you say, besides Galway Town, what would you say is your most favorite song? The one that like hits you the most, that you're just like, this is good.
Yeah. I think definitely that One Small Bit Proud that I was talking about earlier, that's
right.
Will be coming out at some point. That song is just, at the moment, it just hits me like no song has hit me for a while, like Hajin Joko. So yeah, that one. But I think out of the songs I've released, it has to be Not Nothing. I think that song is just my favorite song. I just love it. Yeah.
I do. I love that song. I really do love that one.
I think that at some point it's just about the right ears hearing it, and I think once it is, it'll flourish hopefully. But that one is that's another one that like I didn't mean to write. Just sat down and 10 minutes about it. It's just like, I love this. I remember when I played it for the girl I wrote it about, like she started crying and she was like, wow, like this is really a good song. You have to get that done. I was like, okay. And then it was kind of like, it always kind of takes me someone saying it to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this must be. So like, why don't you? I played at a gig and this couple were like, that's a really good song. Galway Town played at a gig. The bar manager was like, is that yours? It's a really good song. The same with Not Nothing. I showed the girl I wrote it about, and she was just like, "You gotta release that." And then, and then I released it, but I ended up releasing it when we'd split up. So it was like a weird moment where I was like, 2 weeks before we were talking fine, and then that 2 weeks we haven't spoken to her since. But I was like, damn, that is so weird how it's went full circle. I wrote the song, showed her, she was like, yeah, release that, we ended things, and now I'm releasing it. I can't even show her. So I was just like, but no, it was cool though. I don't really care. I couldn't be shy about that now, to be honest. But
yeah,
like, the song is like it's a song. Just so many people can connect to it. I think in a way where it's like so many people are in that situation where they're with somebody and they don't really know where they stand, and they're kind of being led one way and then led another way. It's a real mental, like, horrible thing for someone to do to someone, and it was done to me, and it really, that's where Not Nothing came from. It was that confusion of like, am I being loved here at all, or am I just being used, or am I, like, it's a real confusion. Are we friends? Are we lovers? Are we nothing? Just give me one of them and we'll go with that. And I'm just so glad that I didn't even think about that before the song just came out. So that's the song that I probably would love forever the most, really.
Well, I do love that song. I love that song.
Yeah.
And also what's cool, when I'm not all disgusting feeling, Like sometimes I like artists because I can actually sing in the range that they sing in the car. So I sound like a fucking rock star when I sing your music sometimes. Because I can.
I always notice that, especially with females, they obviously sing the lower tone. And like all my songs are high for me. Like, well, not high for me, but like at a nice range for me, which is at a like lower range for like female voices.
It is. It is. It's a good. It sits comfortably in my chest when I sing it. You know. One of my honestly, when I came back from Ireland, I drive a convertible, and what's funny is it's actually the color is it's Irish. It's like a I've totally lost the name of the color of the car. We call it the Celtic Warrior. That's the name of my car. And I have the top down, and I'm just like, and it's stuck for a minute. I'm singing. Nobody knows what I'm singing. I don't care. I'm having a blast because I can sing it at the top of my lungs because it's in my range. So yeah, it is. It's Celtic green. Is it Celtic green? Irish green? Hold on. Shit. What is the name of it? It's not Shamrock green. It's just Irish green. It's literally Irish green is the name of the car, or is the name of the color of the paint in my car. Irish green, yeah. Irish green. Okay. So what you may not know about me is like I am obsessed with Irish culture. Like I've done all the DNA. My history traces back to Ireland, and so like when we came to Ireland over the summer, we were there for 4 days. That's it. We were supposed to go to the Caymans, but then like our friends had just gotten back from Dublin, and my husband goes, we're looking at pictures, he's like, what if we just went to Ireland for a few days? I'm like, I feel like if I go to Ireland, I might not come back. Are you sure you want to do that? And he was like, I think we could do like a good sample platter trip. Oh my gosh, I don't think we slept for 4 days. We came into Dublin. So we did Dublin for a day. No, we flew into Dublin, we hired a driver so we could not have to rent a car and drive. Yeah. That would have been bad. We'd have been on the news. And then we went up to Belfast that same day that we flew in. We did an overnight flight. So we slept on the way to Ireland in the plane, and then went up to Belfast, spent the day in Belfast, came back to Dublin, did pubs all night. Got a few hours sleep, and then the next day we were in Dublin. We did like Temple Bar area, and then that was Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday we got up like at 6 a.m. and drove to the Cliffs of Moher, went and saw some sheepdog doing some cool demonstration, and then we went to Galway, and that's when I saw you. And then we drank until, I don't know, stupid hours. And then we went back to Dublin on Sunday, but we flew out Sunday night. Like it was that whirlwind of a trip, but we saw so much. Like so much better. I'm like, I would do a vacation in Galway. Like I would go to Galway and just spend time there.
It's just so much more chilled out, so much more of a nicer atmosphere. It's kind of a bit more hippie Galway sides than Dublin and stuff. I don't know. I just prefer the people in Galway. Like, and they're my people too. I am one of them, so I suppose I'm always going to prefer that. But yeah, they're cool. Nice and chill.
I thought it was funny when we were in Galway that one day. You had you had the football game, or the whatever football game, that going on. Plus, there was like a Latin festival going on in Galway that weekend, and so there were like drummers out there was so much happening, and was it the arts? The Latin Quarter, yeah. I don't know. That's where we were.
It's a bit mad like that. Like, there was last day we were just walking to my gig, and there was a big like paper mache dinosaur walking through Shop Street, like some sort of like, I don't know what it was. I think it's for Halloween, but I was just like, Okay, I understand Galway is chilling out and heavy, but this is so extra. Like, this is not if you don't like what funds you can put into this. Like, well, I don't know. It's funny, I suppose. It is.
I mean, it's a funny story to tell. I was walking along, there was a paper mache dinosaur walking down. I mean,
it's a weird one, but I was just like, okay.
So okay, so where is your dream place to play? Like, where is your when the day that you go, I have made it. Like, where would you say that is? I know you want to go to London, but like, where's your dream place to play?
My dream, I have a few. So there's like the ones in America, like Madison Square Garden, like the basic ones like that, like where everyone says.
Yeah, basic.
But I think for me as an Irishman and seeing people come to Ireland to play Crow Park, it's like it's 82,000 seated venue in Ireland. It's where all that game, that Galway game would have been played in there, the final. And I've seen so many artists, like, you know, obviously Taylor Swift. You see, I don't know if Ed Sheeran, but Oasis are doing it this year. Biggest artists in the world are playing at Crow Park, and that is just something as an Irishman that for my whole life is like the ultimate goal. That's like when I do that, that's when I'm like, okay, you've made it. Like, but also like there's a thing called the Three Arena, which is 13,000 holes, and I've always dreamt of playing there. Electric Picnic was one of them. That was on my bucket list, and we played a stage there. But like, I want to play the bigger stages there. There's so many to count, really, that like, but they're probably the main ones. They're kind of the Irish ones, because I think that like once you get the recognition and almost seal of approval from your own people, I think that's like what matters the most to me, really. Like, as an Irish person, as a musician, man, it's like getting the recognition from the people, from your people, and that's what we're going town about and stuff. But like overall, the grand scheme thing, I think that's because I think the home shows are always going to be the best ones too, because they're like you're coming back home, and the struggles is where I would have been busking, gigging, and no one cared, and now I'm selling this 80,000 seater. You know, that's the ultimate goal, really.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was mind blown that day that you were in a pub. I think it was like a Sunday, because I was putting up decorations, Halloween decorations, and you were playing and you were like, well, there was nobody there. I'm like, how does that even happen? Yeah. Somebody should be coming out.
Sunday. The only reason that not a lot of people that gig at all, because it's a Sunday night in Galway, so it's usually raining, wet, windy, and just shit weather. And everyone's obviously out before that. No one really would go on a Saturday after day sitting beside your phone. I don't really know why they have me on that time on Saturday. Like, it really makes sense, but I'm just like, yeah, I'll come and play for. Yeah, it's like I'll do my bedroom anyways, so you might as well pay me for.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you get paid? I didn't know if you got like just cut of the door, or if they pay you anyway. So basically, they're paying you to entertain the staff.
So it's like the same every time. It doesn't matter how many people are there or not. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like a lot of my gigs are like tonight. Now my gig will like be packed out. Like people won't be able to.
Wow.
Just because it's the student night tonight, like every Thursday, all the students go out.
Oh.
And this is like they have to be my demographic audience, so they'll all come there now. And Saturdays in Darcy's too, it's hit or miss. Like, you get some people there and some people not. But yeah, it kind of like throughout the week, like the gigs are busy. It's just the Sundays are always like, I don't know, just like a bit there. But I love the staff so much. I get on really well with the staff, and like they're all young, and we just get on like sound like, and it just makes it easier for me. Like, when there's no one there, have a chat with them, ask them what they want to hear, or like all that kind of stuff. Like, so it's a nice and chill one after, like, especially when I play the gigs, like 2 gigs on the Saturday, and I've been going like this for 4 hours. It's nice to just chill and just be able to play nice and lightly and just kind of finish the week like that. So the Sunday where it's kind of like wholesome in that sense, but yeah.
No, I think I like though when you go live, because that's actually a really good time. I get excited when I see you go live on Sundays occasionally. I'm like, oh, awesome! I can listen to the background. Like, I just turn you on. Like, I just turn it on and I do what I'm going to do around the house. Because so I you should, especially if there's nobody there. Like,
exactly.
just Might as well keep working on building your listen to me telling you what to do. Like you should totally build your following by doing a regular thing on Sundays. But like I mean, I know like all my I think that one Sunday, like all my medium friends were like, ah, yes. And you're like, what the fuck? There are more people in my life than there were like actually in the pub. So you pretty much play gigs like 7 days a week. Like
yeah, I think like anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week. Like this week now I'm doing 5, but like there's a content day all day Friday with shooting content, which is great. I enjoy. It's nice. It's one of my friends from school who's a videographer, so it's nice just getting to see him, and then you just get to just be creative with it. So that's for Friday. So there'll be loads of new content. The same video of me and that blonde girl that I've had for like the last like 2 months with my you.
Right.
Just posting that video with different clips, and so it's nice to have a few more for the new song. Or for the new song. Yeah. So yeah, I just wasn't supposed to say that, but
it's fine.
We're all going down an hour.
Only 16 people are watching anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But yeah, no. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for your journey. I'm excited to see where this goes for you. I really do. I just feel like you're gonna get there. You're gonna do there. You're gonna do there. You're gonna do great. Yeah, you know what I mean. You got it. So I'm excited to see your upcoming journey and have more songs on Spotify because it's a short list. It's a short list, and like, oh shoot, I just turned it on. Yeah. So you've got 15. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you, when I first came back, I asked Alexa to play music for you, or for your music, while I was messing around the house. And one of the songs, I want to say it was, I can't remember. It may have been Green Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
Was that? Do you have an acoustic version that's out, but it's not on? Okay, because I took a picture of it, or is it? It wasn't on your play. It's not on your Jamie McIntyre playlist. I went and found it separate. I had to go find it separate. I'm like, whoa! I really like the acoustic version better.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. I forgot I released that song until like 2 days ago. I happened to be looking, and I seen that people were streaming it at the moment. Like, checked that it was on 600 streams, and it's on like 5K now. So I was like, that's random, like, because it's on like an EP from 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know why I ever released that song. I never really loved that song. I never really liked it. But if people like it, that's all that matters, really. Like, you know. So
I liked the, like I said, I really liked the acoustic version, and again, it's not even on your playlist. If you look it up, it's there in the ethers. It's in the Spotify world, but it's not on the playlist.
Yeah.
And so, when I heard it, just so you know, Alexa plays it.
Yeah.
Alexa will play it.
So Alexa.
I mean, my Alexa has an attitude. I don't know if yours, but she gets an attitude. And if I say Jamie McIntyre, she tries to play Reba McIntyre. I'm like, that is opposite of anything that I want right now. And I have to go, Jamie. But if I throw in Jamie McIntyre Ireland, then it comes in. It's fine. But yeah, so that played, and it was funny because I'm just like, I don't know, doing dishes or something. And I heard it, I'm like, wait, I don't know this song. Wait, I do know this song. This is different. It was cool. So I encourage now. So you do a lot on Spotify now. Do you release your music on other platforms too? Like,
yeah, it's released
okay.
Whenever a song comes out, it's not just Spotify; it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
and that was, I know that. I knew that. I just want to make sure all 13 people that are watching knew that. So what's interesting is like this time of day, I get my big flood of people in the morning, but then everybody has to like work and shit. It's dumb. Oh,
you hear me there?
Oh yeah. Did you have to do a thing? I had to do a thing where it made me prove that I was still alive. Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, every once in a while it'll make me do this thing where you have to. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. We're wrapping up anyway. I only do this for a couple hours, and I usually people start falling off around this time anyway, so I get it. But I just want to say thank you so much for just entertaining this old lady here on, and being able to indulging. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody keeps following you and watching your journey. I know people get excited when I bring it up, so you're welcome. But yeah, so and I just appreciate you. I definitely. Oh, see, you've got people in the comments. I've sucked at like reading comments. Usually I'm pretty good about it, but yeah, people are like saying thanks. And oh, you got Jack McBee. How are you, lad? He must be from where you are.
Oh, it's a fact. He is. He's a musician as well, actually.
Oh, I love that. Very cool.
I'm fairly sure. Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. So April, Lily Two Feathers is like, can he sing a song? She's been asking for a while.
Yeah.
You'd play a song?
Yeah, I'll play a song.
Oh, you're awesome.
I'll just use this in tune first. So this is like an old guitar because my other one, my guitar is actually kind of broken at the moment, but I have to play the gigs, so I have the guitar that plugs in. Okay, gosh. I'll play a song I wrote. What am I gonna play?
All right, tap tap tap, friends.
I'll play a like slow version of Going Down.
Ooh, fun. All right.
Running through the mountains, oh, it took some time to take. Run away fast, the road the devil's on the take. Trying to fight the feeling of the love. Too young to be broke. Oh, a Judas scale to save home. If you stop for a minute, take a look around. Oh, you see the stars that shine so brightly over Galway town. And if you find love, don't lose it. There's not much around. Oh, it is the shine so bright like over Galway town. La, 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 la. Oh, if you stop for a minute, oh, and take a look around, you see the stars that shine so brightly over Galway town. If you find love, don't lose it. There's not much around, oh, it shines so brightly over Galway town. La, 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 oh, it shines so brightly over Galway town.
Yay!
There we go.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, can you do me a favor? Because I know my students, when I see them tonight, because it's Thursday, are gonna be like, Have you seen him yet? Has he talked to you yet? Can you give him a little shout out to my little tap kids, my tap dancers?
What do you want me to say, sir?
I don't know. Just give him a shout out. I don't know.
Okay, first of all, tap dancer kids, ye are legends for singing and listening to my song and dancing along to it. That's all I have to say. Keep dancing and keep living the dream.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for singing and giving us a little exclusive version. I love that. and
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
the time.
it's nice.
I really do appreciate you, and you better believe, like I will go back to Ireland, and I will be spending time in Galway
Yeah.
because 24 hours was not
Yeah.
enough, and
No, it's not. No.
so I will I'll head that direction, and we will go. But I do have to ask: Do you like Guinness? Are
I
you a
love
Guinness
it.
drinker? Oh, God. D-
I
I
love it.
I keep trying it and I don't like it. But I
You
am
have to
a
try it.
no, I'm a whiskey girl through and through.
I
I'm
like whiskey as well. I like
I'm
whiskey
I'm
and
a,
Guinness. It's nice.
I'm a whiskey girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was really the main question I really wanted to have you on to ask
Yeah.
was about your
Yeah.
drinking
I
preferences.
like Guinness.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. And I really appreciate you and have a fantastic weekend and have fun tonight. I just love it. I love the journey. Also, I kind of want you to like record yourself being escorted into these places or have
Yeah,
someone
that,
record.
yeah,
I think
good idea.
it'd be awesome because I think it'll create a little, but again, ask me anything about promotion. I'll be glad to help you. Kidding.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so
Nice.
much. And thank you all for joining. And we're gonna sign off now a few minutes early. Thank you so much. And many blessings to y'all. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. See you soon.
See ya.